Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. It's a fabulous Monday. Today is what, the 10th of February already. This is episode number 29, and if you follow this show at all, you know that every Monday we talk about health and weight loss. So I'm awesomized to see everyone on this show right now, and thanks for joining us on this fantastic Monday. Hope you all had a excellent weekend. We had great church services yesterday. Had a great weekend, although it's been, brutally cold here, and it was 14 below this morning. But how are you doing, Matt?
Blessed. I can't even describe how blessed I feel. Truly blessed. Is it really already February 10th?
I know.
Ouch. I was looking at my calendar, Mike. This year is almost over. Crazy.
Well, I hate calendars from a standpoint it's so hard to try and get things scheduled. When it's like, hey, I want to do this thing, and I start looking at the calendar, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already booked, to November, and
Yeah.
it's hard.
Or
It's
like
hard
when
to
you go
wedge things in.
start and know that you can't hunt, that's got to be a little depressing for you.
A little bit. Actually, and I mentioned, I think last week that I write a little note in my daughter's lunch every day. And this morning, the note I said, and it just occurred to me as I'm writing, I said, this is going to be the only time you ever have this day. You'll only live February 10th, 2014, one time.
Ouch. Well, that motivates me too.
Good.
I went on
Uh,
a 3 hour bike ride yesterday. 3 hour bike ride, my friend. And my mind feels so clear. I needed it. I just needed to I didn't do any videos. I didn't make any calls. I just rode and relaxed and had a good piece of grouper with no bread. Yes,
nice.
healthy habits, no French fries. Just grouper, squeeze some lemon on it, some water with lemon, and I'm good to go, my friend.
Awesome.
I had a
I'm
great time. It was a beautiful day yesterday.
Well, I'm a little bit jealous of that. I actually thought yesterday I would like to take this afternoon and do something like that, but it's wicked cold here, so I'd probably have to walk around the mall or something, which just isn't the same.
Well, I understand. It's not, but you do have the Mall of America there, man. You could walk around that mall. Have you know what? Have you ever timed how long it would take you to walk the whole thing? Like every floor?
That's a long ways. No, I haven't timed it, but there's plenty of
Well,
mall
give that a
walkers
shot.
there.
Yeah, you gonna ask one of them?
I might.
Let's have Carol do that for us. Let's have her test it. Just walk the whole thing. She's not allowed to stop in any shops.
We'll see how that goes. It's
Yeah.
not real likely.
I'm
Um,
busting out the old Christmas mug from Starbucks, buddy. I'm still in the Christmas mood. Dude, Valentine's Day is this week. Whoa.
it is. It's actually Friday, isn't it? When we talk about family and relationships. Ooh, we should do a themed show.
Yeah, maybe we should have a guest on for that one.
That's
We
actually,
do
we
have
could
some
do.
cool guests coming up, man.
Absolutely. Um,
I'm getting very aggressive to get more guests on our show. Like I'm going after Donald Trump, and I'm not even joking. I want him on our show, and I believe we'll get him on our show.
that would be very cool.
Why don't you guys
Uh,
all put one person in this chat box who you want on this show? Everybody give us one name, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
it's a great idea. Let me get my notepad out. We do have for sure. I'm excited. I just actually text chatted yesterday with my good friend Dr. Charles Sefcek, who is an amazing, smart guy, knows a lot about health and different things of that nature. We're going to have him on the 10th of March on a Monday for health and weight loss. So we've established that, booked him, and I'm excited to have him on. Brendan.
I'm excited as well. That's going to be fun. Somebody wants Sister Haney. Ooh, Jeff, that's a good idea. Britain wants Jeff Arnold. That would be funny to try to get him to work the video technology of this. That would be quite comical. I think I could drive up there, though, and do it live. Maybe I'll do that.
That'd be cool.
Just keep putting names down. Mike, today's
Yes,
about health and weight loss, my friend.
absolutely. Hey, I just got an encouraging email from my brother who's started a cleanse and he's doing juicing and a lot of things, and this show has helped him. And I just want to shout out to my brother Brian. If you're watching this show, hey, keep it up, man. It's going to be good for you.
Ryan, keep it up. You and your wife both. Proud of you. They're on a 10-day juicing cleanse. They're doing awesome. They're
Right.
getting healthy. I'm proud of you, Bri. You know, Mike,
It's
there's a
awesome.
lot of people that watch this show that we don't even realize watch this show. I've had people come up to me at my son's school and say, hey, just want to let you know I've watched your show. People on my son's baseball team, people in my travels, people I would have never thought. But I'm thankful that this is getting out there. I'm thankful that God has blessed it. Really, it's been the blessing of God that's caused this show to have success. We've had over 21,000 viewers in our first, what are we on, episode 29?
29.
Tomorrow's 30?
Tomorrow's 30.
We should do something cool.
We will do something cool.
30th anniversary.
That's very cool. Hey, and speaking of health and weight loss on today's, and I mentioned my brother that's started out and doing some stuff, and I don't think anybody that watches the show would argue. I mean, everybody really knows how important it is and that we should all try to live a healthy lifestyle. And sometimes I think, it could be overwhelming. There's so many opportunities and so many things out there that are vying for our attention, like do this, do this, do this. But let me ask you your opinion. What are some steps do you think a person who's looking to live a healthy lifestyle, what are some steps that person can take?
All right, you know what, Mike? I'm going to give some very practical steps because that's how I roll. I don't believe that people are practical enough with their life and their lifestyle, especially with their finances and their health and their family. I think the more practical that we can be, I think the better chance we have of truly living a balanced life and living what we want. So I'm going to give you, I wrote down, I saw the question, so I went ahead this morning and wrote down like 10 practical steps that people could take to live a healthier life. So we've already talked about step one on one of our shows, and that's to literally get rid of all the junk that's in their house. The best time to start is now, not next Monday, not the 1st of March, not when school's out, not summertime, not January 1st next year. The best time to start anything is right now. So the first thing you have to do is get all the temptation out of your home, all the donuts, the bags of chips, the unhealthy food, the sugars, whatever. If you want to give it away, go ahead. If you want to throw it away, I'm cool with that. Either way, it's either going to be in the trash or it's going to be in your body. Either way, it's a waste. So whatever you prefer to do with it, I'm cool. Give it away or throw it away. But do get rid of it today, like tonight. Get a box, take everything that's in your refrigerator and in your cupboards that's unhealthy and get rid of it. Step number 2 is determined to drink only water with lemon, green tea, white tea, and if you're going to drink coffee, please keep it black. You don't want to start adding dairy, creams, syrups, sugars to your coffee. If you're going to be coffee's at the bottom, obviously you want to drink a lot of water. Water is healing. Water is detoxifying. Water is cleansing. Water is life. So drink a lot of water with lemon. We talked about that on our show. And I really love to see people start becoming tea drinkers, Mike. The best tea that you can drink is silver needle tea or oolong tea. Those are very powerful, healthy teas. Believe it or not, silver needle and oolong is actually healthier than green tea. However, having said that, green tea is very powerful because of the richness of antioxidants
Right.
The fact that green tea helps break up toxins in your body. So I personally drink a lot of white tea and a lot of green tea. I made a picture of this morning. I made some amazing white tea this morning. It was so good. It was a mango with blueberry and this silver needle white tea. When you mix it together and you steep it, a lot of people don't know this about tea, Mike. I really believe that the when it comes to white tea and green tea, people over steep it and
Yeah.
burns it and destroys it. And that's why they don't have good tea experience. Like the tea, I really believe that you have to down to the very minute, down to the second. So a lot of white teas or even green teas, you don't want to go longer than 2 or 3 minutes. But really do follow what you see. Loose leaf tea is the best. Second best would be the China green tea from Starbucks. You can buy a tin of it, a tin, for like $6. And I usually put like 4 bags of that in a tea kettle, and that'll make like a whole pitcher of tea that'll last me for the day. So you figure for like $6, you could it'll probably get you by 4 or 5 days of good green tea drinking. So I do that a lot as well when I'm drinking my green tea. But I do believe that all of us should be committed to drinking more tea. I think that tea is about to be the next big social explosion, if God lets me. I don't know if He will. I'd love to open a tea shop. If anything, maybe something online, Mike. Maybe we'll do a tea show where we like sample teas and tell people about it. Because tea to me is something that we should be doing at night, like chamomile tea is a very good tea to drink for about an hour before you go to bed. It kind of helps calm and relax you. So the third step, Mike, would be for someone that again, the question was, what are some practical steps that people can take to live a healthier life, right?
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
the third practical step would be to join a gym or find a place where you can walk regularly. Walk, bike, or swim. Walk, bike, or swim. These three things you need on a daily basis, one or the other, because of the cardio, because of the benefit that exercise has for your body. I see a lot of people, Mike, they try to get by without exercise.
Yeah.
People say things, well, I walk to the office or, I walk from the car to my house. It's not the same. You need 20 to 30 minutes of good cardio exercise every day consistency. You need it Saturday, you need it Wednesday, you need it Friday, you need it on Sunday. You need every day a block of your little 24 hours for 20 to 30 minutes of good cardio. It's so good for you. It's a proven fact that people that exercise live longer, they are healthier, they have more energy, they sleep better, they have a higher quality of life. So you need to make sure that if you want to live a healthy life, you commit to daily exercise. Number 4 is probably what I would believe something that most people undervalue or overlook, and it's massive, Mike, and that's finding somebody close to you that will make the exact same commitment that you're making to a healthy lifestyle. The number one reason why we're not healthier is because those closest to us aren't on the journey with us. And so if like for me, those case in point, Saturday, Caleb and I went to Chick-fil-A because he loves Chick-fil-A. So I ordered a grilled chicken, no bun, no nothing. I said, just give me the grilled chicken, put it on a piece of tin foil, and I'm good. And I'm just sitting there eating it, minding my own business. And Caleb was eating his chicken nuggets. Caleb's a healthy eater for a kid. So he goes, Dad, let me try that. He goes, why are you eating just grilled chicken? So I explained to him. I said, well, Caleb, you got to be careful of the amount of carbs. You want good carbs. You got to be careful of the bad carbs. And I said, so I don't eat a lot of carbs. And I said, this is kind of my lifestyle. Trying to eat a lot of white meat and didn't have any French fries. Again, I believe everything in moderation. Would I have French fries? Yes. But I got some goals right now, so I'm not. So anyways, he said, let me try it. So he tried it and loved it so much that he asked me if he could order one for him. And like ever since then, he's like been making some changes and ordering like white meat and things like that. Like yesterday, I went and had a fish sandwich, a blackened grouper fish sandwich, no bread, no fries. I just ate the meat. And you know what? You feel better. I'm telling you right now, we don't realize how much all that bread is affecting the inflammation in our body. A lot of people have pain in their joints. Believe it or not, the amount of bread and carbs that you're eating is affecting the joints in your body. I have a friend who we're going to interview on the show who's lost 80 pounds. He gave up carbs. He still has carbs in moderation, but extreme moderation. And he used to have the most severe case of CMT. His ankles, he couldn't even walk. Literally, when I tried to walk 10 minutes with him, he would whine. He'd say, I can't walk. Please slow down. Now the dude walks like 2 hours a day. A lot of that is because he got the carbs out of his body. Carbs are bad. Again, there are good carbs, and maybe we'll talk about that, Mike. I might let you expound on that in a minute. So maybe just to mix it up a little bit, Mike, in your opinion, from some of your studies, what are some good carbs? And then I'll go back to the practical steps.
Excuse me. That there's a lot of, as you mentioned, there's one of the biggest problems that we have is it really with our standard American diet is with inflammation, and we don't. You mentioned like stuff with ankles and whatever, but we actually have inflammation within our bodies that we're not even aware of, and we eat an extremely inflammatory diet here in America. Red meats, processed grains, and processed grains are really the source of probably the worst carbohydrates and the worst inflammatory sort of intakes that we have. And those are the things that we really want to avoid. Going to like a whole grain, or even to like a brown rice where you've got some nutrition along with the carbs. Those empty carbs are really the ones that we want to avoid that increase the inflammation in our bodies. And like you said, it's a waste. Whether it goes in your trash or in your body, it's kind of a waste. And to avoid that inflammatory diet that we have is massive. It has such an effect on our bodies. You have mucus in your bloodstream and all throughout your body, and you have inflammation within your body that you're not even aware of that causes problems with your joints, causes problems with the detoxification process of your body. With all of the systems, the more that your cells themselves get inflamed because of the intake of processed grains, of sugars, of those ugly carbohydrates, right? It causes, at a cellular level, it causes problems in your body, and your body isn't able to release the toxins that it needs to.
Dude, that's good stuff. And I just noticed, Mike, while you were talking, Kelly on our show, who really watches every day, and I'm thankful for that, has lost 124 pounds by going to the gym and doing cardio and changing her lifestyle. So we're definitely going to have to tag her and get her on this show, Mike. Mike.
Yes.
Rice cakes are another good carb, and that's something that I do after a workout is a couple of rice cakes. My son loves rice cakes so much I even pack them in his lunch. But okay, so let me go back into this. Let me really encourage you to find somebody, hopefully your spouse or your best friend, sit them down and say, look, I really need to get healthy. Can you please walk this journey with me and help me developing a healthy lifestyle? And that alone, Mike, is going to help you. If you get your spouse 100% committed with you, it's really hard if you're trying to give up bad foods and your spouse is always eating it around you. Or let's say that you're getting ready to go out to eat and your spouse says, let's go get pizza, and you're trying not to eat carbs, and you're trying not to eat white flour. It's just a whole lot easier if you have somebody in your inner circle who's on the same path that you're on of getting healthy, and it just really honestly helps you. I really believe that this is for our kids' benefits. I really believe this, that my son is healthier because he sees me model it all the time, always pushing him to exercise, make the right choices, make the right habits. And I see him even as a kid being health conscious. It's so ingrained in him. So let's remember that we are the influence of our kids. You don't want, I see some kids that are a little obese, and I see what their parents allow them to eat. For example, on our baseball team, we had a kid who was a little obese, and well, actually a lot obese. And I was in Starbucks with some of the dads, and the kid came up and asked for a donut. Like, I would not be allowing my son to have a donut if he was that obese. It would be like a once every 6 month treat. But I see parents just keep letting their kids eat all this bad stuff, and they don't help them, and they don't realize what their kids are going through at school. You don't realize how much this psychologically affects your kids by them being overweight. So really, we as parents have a responsibility not only for the physical health of our kids, Mike, but for their mental as well, because when you're overweight, it does affect you as a kid, your self-esteem, your emotions. So we got to be conscious. So number 5, Mike, is make a list of all the healthy things that you enjoy. Most people don't do this. They say, well, let's eat, I got to eat healthier. That means nothing. That means nothing to say I need to eat healthier. You need a plan. Most people don't even do meal planning, Mike. So, and that takes commitment too. I understand that. But you know what I had to do? I literally had to make a list of all the healthy things that I enjoy so I could visibly see it. And then I had to make a list of all the places where I could get something healthy that I enjoy. I came up with like 12 different places that I could go and get something healthy, right? So that helps me seeing that list, because a lot of times when it comes to getting healthy, people get bored because they feel like, oh, I got to eat lettuce every day and turkey. And, no, you don't realize that there's actually a lot of really unbelievably healthy options that you can make your food taste amazing and do it the healthy way, okay? So do make a list of all the healthy things. And let me just kind of spin off on that a little bit. I see a lot of people when they go out to eat, they really don't consider what they're ordering. They don't consider, maybe they don't ask the waitress how much sugar is in it, or, for example, when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings with my son, because he loves that place, I ordered the grilled chicken breast that's on the salad, right? All the other chicken breast is frozen. The only fresh chicken breast at Buffalo Wild Wings is the blackened grilled chicken breast. You know how I knew that? By asking the waitress. So now I'm not eating the frozen, lower quality chicken. I'm eating the actual fresh chicken. And a lot of times we got to ask questions when we go out to eat. You got to look at the menu. Most people don't even look at how many calories are in something. So how can you get healthy if you don't know how many calories you just ate? So if you're not burning calories through exercise, and you keep eating a lot of high calorie food, look at me. You will get fat. I love you. We're friends till the day we die, but you're going to be fat. Good. You need a shock. You need a shock. So we're friends, but you need a shock. You're going to be fat.
It's as simple as that.
That's it.
It's good.
Now, Mike, another practical thing people don't do. You cannot be healthy. This is going to hurt a lot of us. You cannot lose weight. You skip breakfast. The doctors were right, and our grandma was right. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And if you would start training your body, refusing to eat late at night, and if you eat late at night, it's a small handful of almonds. Like last night, I was starved, but I willed my way through that feeling. I was starved, right? I was hungry. I just felt hungry. I was very active yesterday. So I wanted to eat, but I told myself, you know what? I'm about to go to bed. When I wake up, I'm going to have a big old huge bowl of oatmeal with some fruit. I'm going to have my protein shake that I love. I love my protein shake. I live for them. So I just made myself eat a handful of almonds. And you know what? I feel better. I slept better. I woke up clean. I woke up not feeling sluggish. Or you know how you feel after you eat bad? Dude, why don't we all remember how we feel after we eat bad? Why don't we just remember that feeling and try not to keep reliving that, But you need to eat oatmeal. Even if you don't like oatmeal, find ways to like it by adding fruit, berries, bananas, a little bit of agave, believe it or not, will help. Okay, where are we at on time, Mike? I might not be able to. I'm not gonna be able to
About
get through
five
all these.
minutes.
5 minutes.
Yep.
Um, I'll hit the rest of these next week because in case we have any questions. I don't know if any
Yeah.
questions came in, Mike.
We got one from David. He's asking, what do you eat after you leave the gym? Says he's always hungry when he leaves the gym. So what do you eat?
Good, David. Good. That's where you eat, my friend. Here's what I do after I leave the gym. There's two things I do. I immediately drink a whey protein shake. Whey protein, almond milk, a handful of almonds, 2 scoops of peanut butter, and sometimes a banana. And it's a really, really, really amazing protein shake. So I do a protein shake immediately after a workout within 20 minutes. And then I eat a lot of chicken, turkey, or broccoli or juice. I'll do a vegetable juice, but you do want to eat after a workout because you just burned all those calories, you just exercised, and this is the best thing for your muscles, especially if you're lifting. But it's good to eat after you work out. It's even, believe it or not, it's even good to eat a little bit before you work out. A lot of people don't know that. So I'll do a little juice before I go work out. I'll do like a spinach juice, throw a lot of spinach in my juicer, a couple of grapes, maybe a half a banana, and I'm off and ready to go. So I do a lot of juicing. So if you can incorporate juicing in your lifestyle, David, you're gonna, because anybody that's fit, I mean they're fit, right? They're toned, they look good, they're physically fit. They'll all tell you, you know what? Exercise every day, eat a lot of chicken, a lot of broccoli, a lot of brown rice, a lot of vegetables. So juicing will help you get that in your body. Spinach, kale, broccoli, berries, just start juicing. And that's what I do after I work out, my friend. I'll do a protein shake and I'll eat some chicken or some turkey or whatever.
Yeah, and Kelly's asking if you should eat carbs before and then protein after. What are your thoughts on that? I have my own thoughts, but protein after for sure.
Protein after for sure. Carbs, not so much so. If you're going to do carbs, remember, you want to do your good carbs. You want to do them earlier in the day. What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
Well, conventional wisdom used to be that you'd load your carbs prior so to give you energy for your workout and that sort of thing. I think, if you're doing intense, like cross training for 2.5 hours, it's probably a good idea to carb load prior to your workouts. I think if you're doing like a 20 minutes on a treadmill or 30 minutes on an elliptical, I don't think it's nearly as important.
I agree. David said he works out before bedtime. David, unless that's the only time you can do it, my friend, I don't always recommend that because it's harder to fall asleep and get good sleep if you exercise right before bed. However, if that's your only option, keep it up, baby.
It's better than none, right? It's all about balance. It's about priorities. Do what you can. We've talked about that a lot. You can't necessarily do everything exactly 100% perfect. I'll give you an example. I have oatmeal for breakfast every morning. To make it easy, I actually make it with my Keurig.
Okay.
Yeah, I just put hot water right in the oatmeal, stir it up because I don't really care about. I don't. First of all, it's not instant. It's not that junk with all the sugar in it. Don't eat that
Oh,
stuff.
no. No, you get
Yeah.
the real oatmeal.
Yeah, regular plain oatmeal, and then I just add hot water, and for me, that's fine. I just
Mike,
eat it.
can I say this? Can I say
Yeah.
this? You know what healthy people do? Here's what healthy people do. You want what? Here, you ready for this? Bottom line about life. If you want what successful people have, all you have to do is do what successful people do. If you want to be healthy, you got to study the habits and lifestyle patterns of healthy people. Tell you what I've learned, Mike. All healthy people that are fit, they're in shape, they're healthy, they're thin, they're not overweight. They're not sluggish. They have high energy. You know what they all do? They eat every 2 to 3 hours. Believe it or not, I tell people all the time, if you want to lose weight, the worst thing you can do is starve yourself. That is the biggest myth in weight loss, is thinking if we starve ourselves, we'll lose weight. Absolutely not. You need breakfast, and then 2 to 3 hours later, you need to have a juice. Like I ate breakfast this morning. I ate oatmeal at 10 a.m., an hour before our show. I juiced, right? So in about another hour or so, I'll have some chicken or a salad, okay? And then about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'll do a protein shake. So I usually do 2 to 3 protein shakes a day myself. I don't put as much whey protein in my shakes except for the one after my workout. But I eat literally 2 to 3 times a day. A lot of chicken, a lot of vegetables, maybe an apple, a yogurt, some almonds. Almonds are beautiful to put in your shakes, and they juice well. They juice very well in your NutriBullet. I put almonds almost in everything because they're so good for you. So that's good. I mean, that'll get us started, Mike. We're out of time. I really appreciate everyone being here with us today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with us at Fuel for Success. As you know, fuelforsuccess.tv is a place you can go and watch any episode. You can share this show virtually with anybody that you know that needs empowerment, encouragement. They care about personal growth. They want to get healthier. So we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m., same place, for life coaching and motivation. Mike, enjoyed seeing you, bud. Be calling you in a few minutes, my friend.
Sounds good. God bless everyone.
God bless all you guys.